Yo, can I park here?
Let me see. Smith Street, sign says 15 minutes between Friday and Tuesday. Yeah, it's probably fine.
Good. I'm just going to the AT&T store. There's a deal that's New York only. I'll run in and run out.
You didn't take the F?
Yo, you gonna park here?
Yeah, he's going to the AT&T store. They got a deal just for New York.
You didn't take the F?
Hey, New York, come into an AT&T store and find out how to get a smartphone for free. AT&T, more for your bargain hunter thing. That's our thing. Limited New York offer. See store for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
Unmarket Your Business, the podcast. Born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master. Ones that feel authentic instead of salesy. Strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is your hostess, Carol J. Dunlop, and we have a very special guest who is joining me in just a second. I think she's holding on right now. So hold on a second. Let me make sure. Hailey, is that you?
Hi, Carol. Sorry I'm late. I kept trying to call and it was like not ringing. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? I think that the internet gremlins are out somewhere. I had that same experience with a client I had to talk to today. And I said, well, you know, as I say in my book, Unmarket Your Business, you just have to be prepared because this is a live, you know, show. We're talking to people right now, right?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
That's okay. That's okay. So I was ready already. I had my content already planned. And I was like, boom, that's got to be her. So everyone
Perfect.
who is listening, right now, and I'm so happy to have Hailey here. I followed Hailey for quite a while. I think over a year, I know, at least. And I don't even know how I was first introduced to her, but I'm so glad that I found her because she is a content marketing queen. I just want to let you guys know. And I'm going to bring Hailey on, and we're going to talk a little bit. So, Hailey, now that you've caught your breath, calm down for a little bit, and, you know, you're not stressing out anymore because I don't stress when we do these live things. I just find other content and just keep on rolling because something always happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to bring you on. And, Hailey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into doing this? Because I know that you were an employee. I used to be an employee, too. I'm not an employee anymore. I'm an entrepreneur. And I know that so many of my bosses are so happy that I'm an entrepreneur, not an employee anymore. So tell us about your journey, and then we'll get started with what we got to talk about today.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Hailey Dale, and I'm a content strategist at Your Content Empire. And I just went full-time in April of last year, so pretty recently, right? So I'm still kind of it's a transition when you go full-time because you're so used to splitting your attention, which in some ways is good because you have constraints and you're forced to get the things done when you need to.
Right.
Yeah, but I've been like kind of growing this as a side hustle for the past 3 years. So it's been, it's not something that I jumped into going full time, right? It's something that I kind of built gradually over time.
Mm-hmm. And I knew that you were just new into being full time here. Congratulations on that. I saw that when you posted. I was just so happy for all people who can just break out of that and, you know, get into doing their own stuff. And I must say that you do it magnificently. I love what you put out. I love your content empire, the group, the program, all that stuff is just amazing. So that's why I wanted to get you on the podcast so we can help other people because I know other people struggle. You know, I like creating content myself, but I know some people just do not and they have struggles with it. So how did you pick like a content strategist? What led you to do what you're doing now?
Well, my day job, once I finished grad school, was in communications. So it was kind of related to what I was doing. And I started my business originally as a web design business. And even still, like you think that I would love writing about stuff like pick your favorite colors. And those topics are great for some people, but for me, I found I was always writing about content marketing. And so it just kind of was an evolution over time. I was like, hey, there's a big hint right in front of you what you should be doing and focusing on in your business, right? As these things often are right in front of us.
Mm-hmm. You're so right. You're so right. Sometimes you start one way, but you start going another. I started out in web design also, left it for about 10 years,
Amazing.
and I came back. Yeah, and I came back I stopped because I just wasn't really getting fulfilled. I think it was, when I look back on it now, I think I wasn't marketing to the right people or in the right way, which, is so key. So I had to go out of it, find my way, and then come back because people were saying, well, Carol, how did you do this? How did you build your social media stuff? How did you get your website to do this stuff? And I was like, oh, people would pay me to do that. Okay, let's roll. I'm ready. It's just so good to have you here. Okay, let's get into the meat of what we're talking about. So I know content marketing, you and I both know that's the number one way to build your business. But what about people who don't really like it, who don't know about it? What kind of goodies do you have for them to say to them?
Yeah, so I normally find that there are, people, this probably won't surprise you, but people go out of their way to tell us how much they don't like creating content, right? And I usually find that it comes down to a couple of different reasons. So the first thing is, maybe they are shoulding themselves, right? So they are chasing all those shoulds. They are being told about all the ways they have to be building their business or marketing their business, which kind of is very aligned with the topic of your podcast, right? But they're told they should be doing all this stuff, and they're basically they're round pegs trying to force themselves into square holes, or however that phrase is. And so I think that if they just lightened up, they let themselves experiment, they shook off all those shoulds, and they found a version of content that worked for them and lights them up, basically, because you and I know the only time we're going to get results with content is when we're consistent. And if we try to force ourselves to do something we hate, that consistency is going to be a fight, and it probably isn't going to happen.
That is so true. That is so true. I know I have one client. She does makeup, and we were trying to get the stuff out of her. What do you want to do? How are you going to market this? And she actually just loves doing Facebook Live. I mean, she does Facebook Live, just turn the thing on and she does it, and she sells from that. I was like, that needs to be your key way of doing stuff. Why are you trying to do these other things or hurt your brain about not being able to do these other things? When Facebook Live is just coming so easy to you. And I know the people that run from Facebook Live. Oh my God, I can't do that. But she just really fell into it. I was like, this is what you need to do. So let's say we have someone who's starting out. Let's say we have someone who's starting out in their business, brand new. They don't know what to do. What are 3 things that you would tell them that they need to focus on right now to get their content marketing game on point?
Yeah, so I think it goes back to that point. Just find the style of creating content that really lights you up. And going back to your client, maybe there was something, I find this with my own clients too. It's they are doing something that really lights them up, but they don't think that's marketing their business because it's too easy to them.
Right, exactly.
They feel like it should be a struggle when it can be that easy, and it can be that aligned with the way you like doing things. So why make it harder than you have to do? Find a style of creating content that really lights you up. And then the second thing, as we both know, is really to create a sales funnel, and don't create a sales funnel that makes your head spin and is super complicated, but even just making sure that you have some way of capturing email addresses and using a freebie or some kind of free gift for subscribers that pre-validates them for your offer. So making sure that connection is really strong between your offer and your free gift.
Can you do something real quick? Can you explain what a funnel is and what you're talking about? I know that word is just thrown around so much now, and it just wreaks havoc in the brains of folks funnel, oh my God, what does that mean? So can you just break it down so we can get a handle on it?
And I think totally. And I think that people hear this word so much that their brain, like they just stop listening when they hear it. But really the easiest way to think about a sales funnel is just think of it in terms of a client, like a new subscriber journey, as a way of like welcoming them into your business, educating them about who you are, and forming a relationship. So this is like, think of all your touch points as a new subscriber comes in. So from that sign up page, from your website to that really lovely welcome email that you're going to send them, how do you want to make them feel in that? And you don't need to create 10 different emails, right? It can be as simple as like one welcome email, and then maybe like just ushering them into like your regular weekly email as well.
Right. I love that, because we don't have to make it so complicated. Content marketing is a funky name for something that we would do if we weren't online with people. You know, we look at it like there's a brick and mortar store. If you were a brick and mortar store and you were standing at your door, what would you say to people when they come into your store? What would you do for them? Would you just stand there and look at them kind of funny, or would you actually like, let me show you this great thing? What are you interested in? Oh, this one, let's go over here. And how about this? You know, just being helpful. If you look at it like that, I think you can take some of the scary out of it. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. And these are real people, right, that we're talking to. So, you know, just treat people the way you would want to be treated.
Exactly. So get that scary out. It's not scary. People, you know, the thing I think that people don't think about marketing is just a way of getting you and your business out in front of potential people who want to pay you for what you're doing. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you don't have to be scared of them or break it down or just think they're going to, even if they say no, it's okay. Everybody is going to say yes, but it's okay.
And, like, I think whenever people tell me that they're like suffering from writer's block or not knowing where to start with content, I think it's always good to bring it back to the basics and just kind of shift your focus, flip your focus a little bit, and put it in terms of like, how can you be of service? How can you be answering questions that you get all the time? And how can, like, you don't have to be clever. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be witty. You don't have to be a great writer. All you have to do is be of service and be of value to the people who need you.
Exactly. Because people are waiting to hear what you have. Now, Hailey, I know that you came out with a brilliant idea, by the way, the challenge that you had previously, just before the end of the year. And you made so many people break down, stop what they were doing, and figure out where they were, you know, I think it was in November, where they were in November. And you did that. Your challenge was a content marketing piece that led to your mastermind or bigger program that you had. But I love the way that you made it so simple. You made it so easy. You had videos in there. You had emails. It looked like, I know it took you a long time to put it together, or thought process to put it together, but it was great. And I think that people could do that if they just sat down and think about it. Like you said, be of service. What is it that you think that people would love to know, or what do they need to know, and how can you present it to them? Because that helped me so much. I mean, yes, you know, I do content marketing, but just really looking, and I'm afraid of numbers. I tell people all the time, I'm afraid of numbers. I don't look at my numbers. I don't like numbers, blah, 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 but you got to do it. So that forced me to stop, look at how great I had done during the year, which I actually did better in 2017 than 2016, and it helped me plan out my whole year. So thank you so much for that. I did it.
It was so magical watching everyone come up with their 2018 plans, and the energy in that challenge was fantastic. Yeah, and I owe that largely to the people who were participating. So thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I think we had one more thing. I think you gave us two things for people to look at when they're just starting content marketing. What was your third one?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it goes back to that be of service thing, right? So figure out what those areas are. Go and talk to your people. Go and talk to the people, like your potential customers, to people in your community, to other peers, and just kind of be tracking ideas and anywhere where you can be of service, questions you can answer. I think that the hardest thing when we're creating content is to sit down with a blank page. And so if you get in the habit of tracking those ideas and having that inspiration and topic bank, you will never be at a loss for words about what to write about or what to create a video around.
True. Okay, so I'm going to dig deep in your brain. When we think of content, we think of writing an article. But tell us what content really is. I mean, it's not.
Oh my gosh, content. No, content can be anything. Content can be, any piece of information that you put out, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, exactly what you said, is like a common misconception that people have. Like, content has to be writing blogs, right? And it does not have to be that. And I feel like the beautiful, confusing, confounding thing about content marketing is that anything can work. Right? There's no right answer. You're not going to find a right answer. It's all a matter of finding, like, your client. Like, if you love doing Facebook Lives, that counts as content, and you can harness that. If you are a writer, own that, and don't force yourself to do video. Right? It's all about finding what lights you up, because there is no right answer. Anything can work, as long as you're doing it.
As long as you're doing it, that is the key. You have to do it and do it consistently. You have to take action, because if you put great Facebook Live out there that's so awesome and wonderful, and then you don't come back on Facebook Live again for like 3 months, people have forgotten who you are, what you look like, and what you were even talking about. They're not even paying attention. There's so much, there's so much noise out there. So tell us, what's your favorite content creation thing? What do you like to do the most?
Well, I'm a writer, so I love to write really juicy blog posts.
And you do. I have to tell you.
That's my happy space. So I love doing that. I love creating interactive challenges. I am on the other side of, like, not having anything to create content around. I have too many ideas. So if anyone needs any, hit me up. I got some for you.
I know. That's the thing. When you love it, you just create all the time, but then you don't find the time to actually do it. So that leads me to another thing. How do you find the time to actually sit down, create stuff, and get it out there?
Yeah, well, I think just making space for it in your calendar. One of the latest blogs that is on my website right now is the monthly content sprint. And so deciding whether you're a bespoke creator or a batch creator. So what is a style of creation that works for you? Are you somebody who likes to write and create content when you're inspired, on the fly? There's nothing wrong with that. Just own it and make space and put, like, an appointment in your calendar to do that. On the other hand, are you a batcher? So do you have too many clients? Are you constantly finding that content marketing is the thing that's falling off your to-do list because you have too much to do? In that case, maybe doing some kind of batch creation of all your blog posts or all your videos at once will help you get consistent with that. So I think systemizing it, I think making time for it, and then back to that, keeping track of your topics and questions and inspiration so that when you do sit down to create content, you're never wondering what to create about.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I hear people say, like, what am I going to write about, or what am I going to talk about? But they forget that they have it all in their head anyway. It's the same thing that you would tell somebody if they walked up to you and say, tell me all about your business. I bet you could talk for hours and hours on end because you just love what you're doing. That's why you went in business. But when it comes to actually maybe making a video, creating a Facebook post or social media, writing it out, or article, or something, people just go blank. Like, I don't know what to talk about. And it's so simple. Just look in your head. It's right there.
Yeah. Take the pressure off.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you got some good stuff coming up. What's going on with Hailey Dale and the Content Empire stuff? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I have a free Facebook group that you can join. It's Your Content Empire. You can follow me on my blog and join my email. I have a resource that more than 7,000 entrepreneurs have signed up for, and it will help you get consistent on a monthly basis with your content. So it is the monthly content planning kit, and you can find it in millions of places on my homepage. I put it everywhere.
Exactly.
So over at yourcontentempire.com.
So what's coming up for you? I know you always have stuff coming out, but you have a program that's coming out soon. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I have Your Content, Your Empire, which is my signature 8-week program. That will be relaunching again in February. And I'm just really excited to help more people become their own content strategists, get out of their head and onto the paper or onto video, wherever that space is for you. Yeah, and really help them serve their people.
But tell us a little bit about that program. How does it, you just told us what it's going to do, but tell us more about it. It sounds juicy and interesting, and I know the people out here are talking about, the audience for unmarketing your business. This is definitely a way of unmarketing your business because people don't think about content marketing as a way of marketing. They just think about, it's a drudgery task. So tell us some things about the program and why people should sign up for it.
Yeah, so I think that if you are somebody who is wanting to use content marketing, because we know that it is like one of the most affordable, most reliable ways to grow your business, and it doesn't have to be hard, right? If you bring those systems in and you bring that joy and love in the style of creation that you do. And this is really for someone who's looking for all of those systems and putting it in place. So the first 2 modules walk you through step by step in creating a sales funnel, right? So if that's something that makes your head spin a little bit, that's all in there. And then we move on to your content strategy. So what are your different systems? What is your content planning process in a way that lines up with what it is that you're promoting in your business? Because content for content's sake, you need to make sure there's some alignment with what it is that you're selling, how you're serving people. You just need to make sure that there's some alignment, and that's strategy, basically. And then we move into the actual outlets of content creation. So whether it's blogging, whether it's social media, whether it's newsletters. And then we finish off with other people's audiences. So how do you go about pitching people for guest blogs and podcasts? And how do you grow your list through giveaways and challenges? So there's recipes for all of those, and templates and everything that you can use in there. I try to make things really hands-on and easy for people, as easy as they can be. I figure, why should you start from scratch when I've already done the legwork?
Oh, exactly. And just the things that you give away for free, the stuff that you have on your blog and all that, I love that. It really helps. It helps to get your brain ticking, because sometimes we can look in our brain and say, I can talk about this, but we can't figure how to get it out, or what's the best way to bring it to the surface, and really, really help with that. I wanted to go back. Tell us how can people sign up for the program? Is it on your website now, or will it be?
Yeah. If you go to yourcontentyourempire.com, you'll be brought to the waiting list page where you'll be the first to hear about it and the first to get exclusive early bird signups for it and bonuses. So that is a great place to go to learn more and sign up.
Awesome. Love that. So we got a few minutes left, and I wanted to talk to you about content strategy, because this is the thing that trips people up. Like you said, you said something very key. Creating content for content's sake isn't going to do you any good. I mean, yeah, you can go out there and create some videos, create some posts and stuff like that, but if they aren't all together, or if they don't lead to one thing, then you're just wasting your time, and then you're going to be very frustrated because you're not selling what what your products and services are. So how do people go about creating their content strategy for what they're going to do? I guess give us a couple points that we follow.
Yeah, so I think just making sure that, I touched on this briefly, but making sure that there's an alignment. You're working back, reverse engineering from what it is that you're offering to people, reverse engineering into what is the freebie, that is going to pre-validate people. Basically, if they sign up for that freebie, they're essentially raising their hand saying, yes, I'm a good candidate for that offer if you've done it the right way. And then as well as thinking about what are the related topics to that service or offer area that you can create content around, as basically it's that pre-validation thing, right? Anyone who reads your content is interested in, there should be a direct line to your offer so that there's a connection there. So you're not building a list full of people who will never be your clients or customers.
Right. I love that, because who wants a big list of people who don't ever buy from you or support you in any kind of way? I mean, when you look at it, stores like Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom and even Five Guys hamburger place, they're out there because they know you're going to come in, and when you come in, they are pretty sure you're going to buy something, right? So we have to look at
Yeah.
our online presence as the way to lead people to our store, whether you're selling products or services or any variation thereof. You got to get people in there some kind of way, and when they come in, you suspect that they're going to buy something from you, or at least they're going to become an advocate for you and tell other people to buy. Don't you think?
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I mean, it's all in the game, and I think when people come out with their business and stuff, they're not quite understanding how all this stuff works. So they say, you should start blogging. Okay, well, I'm going to go blog about it. Then they say, okay, I'm going to blog about this, but it has nothing to do with the offer. Then you come out with an offer, and people are like, well, what is that? What are you talking about? So we definitely have to have a strategy to, and I love how you say reverse engineer the thing. What's your offer? Go back and see what are the topics that are going to relate to the offer and what's the freebie you're going to give them, or, the ethical bribe, the really good, juicy stuff you're going to give them that they don't have to pay for, that's going to lead them to thinking, oh, you know what, I like this person. I want to know more about her. I want to get more involved in her business. She can really help me. Let me see what else she has to sell me so that I can help. Because isn't it all about making some money? I'm sure you didn't quit your job just to sit at your desk and create content for nobody to purchase, right?
Yeah, totally. I think there's a way to both profit and serve and be generous, right? Mm-hmm. While still having a profitable business. And I think that really is rooted in the content marketing way of doing business.
Yes, and loving it. Hailey, I totally enjoyed having you on. Our time is just about up. Believe it or not, everyone who comes on always has a great time, and I have a great time with my guests. So what is a parting thought that you would leave someone about creating content? And then we're going to let you get out of here.
Sorry, it cut out a little bit.
Oh, okay. So I
Carol?
Are you still there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes. Hi, I can hear you now. Sorry.
Some gremlin thing again. I was saying we've come down, to the last few minutes. What is a parting thought that you would leave someone about creating content or content marketing? And then we're going to let you get on your way.
What is a tip about content marketing?
Yes, that you would like to leave people with, a thought you would like to leave people with about content marketing.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's kind of a theme throughout this interview, or throughout this conversation, is really find your joy, find what works for you, and just let yourself play and experiment. Take the pressure off.
I love that. That sounds so zen. That sounds really, really. It does. It sounds really zen. Like you're going to sit down at your desk or wherever you create and create something that serves people, that answers their questions, that helps them, and it lets them know that you're the authority. And you don't have to think too much about it because you've got it all in your head already, right?
Yeah. If you're creating content, you are miles ahead of the game.
You truly are. Because there's a lot of people out there that aren't doing what we're talking about doing right now, and they're working way too hard and making way too little money or making way too little ripples in the world. Mm-hmm. And we want to get people to make bigger ripples and let people know what you're doing and what you're up to. So, Hailey, thank you so much for visiting us today and dropping this knowledge about content marketing. I hope that the people that are listening can understand that this is a good way to do it. Find something you love and do that. That's what they always say. That's what makes you money. So let's look about how we serve people, how we can get the content out there, and just be awesome. Just be awesome, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much, Hailey, and I look forward to all your content coming out, more stuff that's going to help me be awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast.
Great. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you learned some things and you're ready to go out there and conquer your content in the way that feels right and authentic to you. If you need any more information about Hailey, please definitely visit her website and get on that waiting list so you can start creating your own content. So join me again next week. I'll have another guest for you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.
Football is my dream.
For Spencer James,
I want you to come play for me.
Beverly Hills, huh?
Yes, sir.
The whole game is about to change.
I don't belong here.
This is your way out.
From executive producer Greg Berlanti comes the new show inspired by the incredible true story.
I'm asking you to play for something bigger now.
Because when you do, you'll be unstoppable.
Run for your life. All-American. Series premiere right after the season premiere of Riverdale. Tonight on the CW.
It all starts at 8 p.m. Riverdale, followed by All-American only on Pix 11, the CW.